I promised you I would talk about the new Apple Watch, and I will because I'm a big fan. And when I'm a big fan of something, I will talk lots about it. So buckle in and let's get started. Hi, so Apple has already issued 5 different watches since the conception of the first Apple Watch, which is called the Apple Watch Zero. After the Zero, we had the 1, the 2, the 3, and this year they released number 4, which is number 5. That's be confusing. After 4 long years, I finally decided I'm gonna get a new one. I love my Apple Watch. I wear it every day. In my small town, there's not a lot of people that have that kind of watch. I get stopped, the waitress, the cashier, somebody, is that an iWatch? And it makes me cringe, and I don't say, no, it's not an iWatch, but I say, yes, it's an Apple Watch. Why do you love it? So the one thing that I say all the time is it keeps me connected. Okay, if you're a guy and you have your phone in your pocket at all times, theoretically you don't need an Apple Watch because something on your body buzzes when you get a phone call or a message. If you're a lady and you wear a purse, I guess women who put it in their pocket too. Okay, so if you're a guy or a girl who wears their phone in their pocket at any time, you don't need an Apple Watch. If you have a purse, man or woman, you may want to consider an Apple Watch if you are trying to be connected. I just make you an example. When I take my phone to work, I have to put it on silent because it's work. It's my private phone. So I put it on silent and sometimes I leave it in my purse. Then I get home and I get busy and I forget that my phone is in my purse on silent and I miss all the phone calls. Since I'm wearing an Apple Watch, I don't miss phone calls anymore. The phone rings as long as I'm on the same Wi-Fi network. The phone can be in anywhere in the house on silent. As long as I'm on the same Wi-Fi network, my Apple Watch on my wrist will ring. And then I can see who's calling and I can decline it on my wrist or I can answer it on my wrist. Then while I'm answering it, I can go and run, get my purse, and then it automatically transfers the call to the phone. Same with text messages. I get a text message, I can check what it is, and I can ignore it or I can answer it. I can answer it right on the watch by scribbling or by dictating something or by just sending prefabricated answers. Or but I can decide at that time if I want that message, if I want to answer it or if I want to ignore it. That is my main reason for having this. Second, I like to have a step counter. I like to have something that keeps me accountable for how much I move, something that shows me how much I didn't move. So the Apple Watch will tell you after 15 minutes of inactivity to get up and move, which is really important when you're like me and you sit at the computer all day and you get carried away with your work and you don't move, and then after 4 hours you finally realize you should move and everything is stiff. So that is one of the good things that the Apple Watch has. So there's a lot of little things that I really appreciate about this Apple Watch. This new one now has so many other features that I haven't even looked into it. It has a walkie-talkie function, and you can walkie-talkie with other Apple Watch owners. It has a heart monitor. It may or may not, in Canada we don't know that yet, have the possibility to do a quick EKG, an electrocardiogram. I don't know. I mean, I'm hearing these things that is really intriguing to me. It has a lot of beautiful features that is just a joy to wear on your wrist. And in my opinion, it also looks great. I really think it's a great looking watch. I was wearing Swatch watches for most of my life, and I really like the idea of having funky new things, armbands. They were not too expensive, so you could switch them up a little bit. It's the same with the bands. It's just, you take them out. You have different colors, different styles. This one, for example, this one is a nylon loop. It costs $70 Canadian from the Apple website. Well, guess what? I found an aftermarket one from Amazon for $10, and it works great. I mean, you can, as long as you feel it locks properly into those places where it needs to go, it's fine. I don't think it's gonna be harmful for the watch. So yeah, this is short and sweet the reason why I'm wearing a watch, an Apple Watch. Now, let's get into the fact why I bought an updated one. I still have one, so you see, why didn't you keep yours? I always felt the Apple Watch Zero was a little tiny bit too small for my fat wrist. I have a really big wrist. I'm a fat person, I have a fat wrist. But the 42 millimeters, like the 38 was okay. A 42 just seems too big for me. I'm not a fan of big watches. I've never been. The new small Apple Watch is actually 40 millimeters compared to 38. The old large one was 42. The new large one is 44. So this is kind of almost like a sweet in-between size now that I feel it looks really good on me. What you will notice right away is that the Apple Watch 4 is quite a bit bigger than the Apple Watch 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. While 1, 2, and 3 have never changed in size, number 4 is now bigger. In my opinion, looks-wise, the 0 is still nicer because it's more in line with the band. I think this band is now too skinny for this watch, personally. But I like it better because it's a little bit bigger. It just looks better on my huge wrist. Also, compare the same watch face on both watches. These are the two watch faces. Look at the difference. It's massive. It literally is massive compared to the old one. If you don't like wearing watches, you probably shouldn't get one, because you're supposed to wear it. If you don't wear it, don't get it. It's a lot of money. It's a big investment. Yeah, there's people who pay $2,000 for a watch, but I find it ridiculous to spend $2,000 for a watch that doesn't do anything but tell you the time. For $500, you get a watch that does so much more than tell you the time. I turn on and off the lights in my house with this watch. Like, I can do so much with it. I can do almost anything I can do with the phone. Well, not almost, but I can do a lot of things on the watch that I can do with the phone. You know, I haven't even tapped into the possibilities, really. I'm a big, big fan. I'm a fan of the looks. I'm a fan of the function. I'm a fan of how it feels. I would never get the stainless steel, by the way. I would only ever get the aluminum watch because it weighs so little. It's very light. It feels smooth. It doesn't scratch. It's just, I mean, this thing, after wearing it for years, it doesn't have a mark on it. And I'm not really the most wonderful person to take care of things. The other reason I updated is because this one is totally waterproof. I can swim with it. Now, to give you an idea, I'm not really a big swimmer. I mean, when it comes to activities, I don't do a lot of them. But I do meddle a lot in the kitchen, and I'm just feeling better if it's splash proof, waterproof. The original one, I never had a problem with it, even though I got it wet sometimes. But it's okay. I mean, it's splash proof. It's just not waterproof. This one is totally like you can swim with it. It has a bunch of updates compared to the old one. If you own the Watch Zero, what are you waiting for? All right, there you have it. This is a quick review, a quick reason why I upgraded my Apple Watch Zero to an Apple Watch 4. Just in case you were wondering, that's why I did it. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you again next time. Bye.